Write the first 6 terms of the geometric sequence with first term A1 and common ratio R. We have 2 problems here. Let's look at the first one. We have the first term already 3 and the common ratio here is 5. All right, so the first term is going to be 3. For a geometric sequence, what you do is multiply by the common ratio. So the second term is going to be the first term 3 multiplied by the common ratio. The third term, what you do is now multiply by another ratio. You could write that as 5 squared. So for a geometric sequence, the common ratio, the exponent increases by 1 on each term that comes next. So the next one's going to be 3 times 5 cubed. Then we have 3 times 5 to the 4th. And then 3 times 5 to the 5th. That's going to be the first 6 terms. All right, so we have 3. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 squared, that's 25. 25 times 3 is 75. This is 5 times 5 times 5 times 3. That gives you 375. And then if you do 3 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, you get 1875. And this is going to be 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 3. That's 9,375. All right, so that's the first 6 terms for number 1. Let's look at number 2. Number 2 has the first term of -4 and a common ratio of -2. So again, you're going to start with the first term, -4, and then you multiply by the common ratio. So the second term is going to be -4 times -2. And then with each next term, you just increase the exponent on the ratio by 1. So we have -4 times -2 squared, -4 times -2 cubed, -4 times -2 to the 4th, and -4 times -2 to the 5th. That is going to be the first 6 terms. Then you just need to simplify them. Use a calculator if you need to. All right, so we got -4. Negative number times a negative number is positive, so this one's going to be 8 for the second term. And then here we have 3 numbers being multiplied. They're all negative, so when you multiply an odd number of negatives, the answer comes out negative. This one's going to come out to -16. This one has an even number of negatives. There's 4 numbers being multiplied. They're all negative. When you multiply an even number of negative numbers, it comes out to positive. This one's going to come out to positive 32. Here we have an odd number of negatives. That one comes out to -64. And then here we have an even number of negatives. That comes out to 128. That's how you find the first 6 terms for geometric sequences. There you go.